So to better understand the threats which hacking is posed today to your customers and to yourself, we have to understand how hacking got developed to the way it is right now. In the past, most of the hacking targets were universities and governments. Hackers were mostly going after remote access and a challenge, and these two institutes gave them more than enough. These hackers referred them in the 80s and 90s. They were talented, knowledgeable individuals, usually having extreme programming knowledge and other system or operation system knowledge, which they leverage in to find vulnerabilities and exploiting them. Again, we're looking at the minority, a few people, small group, which usually looked for the challenge and the sense of achievement. There was little to no ecosystem around hacking these days. There was the underground, and of course there was a black market which they could sell goodies such as access to computers and information, but it still does exist and it was not developed as it is today. So this was how hacking began. Moving forward, we can see the techniques that hackers used back then to break into the system that they brought in. We're looking at IP scanning, port scanning, cracking passwords, and exploiting all sorts of low-level vulnerabilities within applications and services that ran on these computers. Now, as you know, as time went by, more and more people recognized the threats, more and more compliance and appliances were developed to mitigate them. For instance, IP scanning is mostly blocked by firewall, as well as port scanning, development of much stronger ciphers that made cracking passwords almost obsolete. And as well with education and the proper development methods, most of the fast overflow, heap overflow, and format strings are no longer relevant. But of course, they are still relevant in some cases and for some devices, but they are not exposing the majority of the warfare as it is today. Today, we're looking at the new different hackers. We're looking at new different breed of hackers which are working from different motivations with a different background. And this is what we're going to discuss today, what motivates these hackers and how they do what they do to get the benefits. We'll begin by understanding that hackers are no longer looking mainly for a challenge. They're looking to monetize their breaching. They're looking to make money out of what they do. So instead of looking for universities and governments, they became to look on the business level. And now hackers are targeting enterprises, companies, as individuals. We can see that the goals of the hackers have been changed from a challenge to information. Basically, hackers have realized information can worth money to some people, and therefore they're trying to hack companies, they're trying to hack individuals, computers and servers to contain information which they can later sell or buy on the market and monetize out of it. The spread of the internet and the information in it has basically made hacking very accessible. We will see later on just how accessible it is. But it's safe to assume that nowadays anyone who wants to be a hacker can be a hacker. Again, it depends on the level. Not every hacker can be as great as or as good as another. But on the basic entry level, hacking is something that's very knowledgeable and it's very accessible. So you can definitely become a hacker if that's what you choose to. And of course, with all these changes and movements and all the new eras of information and warfare began, also the ecosystem and the market revolving around security became much more stronger. And now hackers have motivation such as hacking into companies, certain companies, steal information from them, sell them to another company, or committing fraud, which basically helps develop the market where it's profitable for hackers to breach into businesses and, of course, take information from them.